What's up, everyone? Welcome aboard and happy holidays. I was got a bit thrown off because usually the camera doesn't start on immediately with the live scene, but I guess today wanted not like that. But thank you so much for joining us today. Let me see who's in the chat and say hi. And I lost the chat. Mr. Dougal asking me if I'm happy. Of course I'm happy. Dougal knows the news, and I will let you guys know during the stream. Did have an important event coming up this Monday and Tuesday. Good news, so we'll talk about later that. Timo Gazing, welcome aboard, sir. And then we have FTP for one of the passengers in Nobody Holder voice. It's Christmas. I think it's the Christmas in a Nobody Holder voice. It's yeah. Okay, that's the title of the song I was playing too. Flight Surgeon, welcome aboard. Infinite Pilot 2002. Flight Surgeon sponsoring his YouTube channel that he's streaming on my YouTube channel, which is cool, even though maybe you should ask first. But Captain Slovenia, yes. We're gonna use Alitalia in one of the routes. Use your livery. I mean, I was going to surprise you, but no. Then let me see. Well, Salim reached Salim. Salam alaikum. Welcome aboard, sir. Welcome. Then we'll be flying the ToLiss A319. I was going to say the flight factor. No, a ToLiss A319. And this is a Payware add-on that I bought today from the org. So this is basically the Torino airport, Torino International Airport. It's a pretty famous airport. A lot of flights. It was famous during the Winter Olympics in Torino years ago. Nice airport. They're quality wise, I think this could have been done better. I can see where the person who did the scenery didn't have enough money, 200 or whatever the license is for getting the SAM plugin. But aren't they bringing them back to Italy in 2026? I believe so. I think they're doing it in Milan. But this is the Torino for the Winter Olympics. This was a time ago. I want to say almost 10 years ago, the Torino Winter Olympics. This is the Payware scenery for Lima India Mike Foxtrot. The scenery is pretty basic, to be honest. Nothing crazy. It just Torino didn't have a good scenery, either Payware or freeware. So I'm pretty happy about this, but I would definitely work on that. So these things I think are from the little Torino OSM data file that come from Ortho4XP. I think that's where it comes from, and it has the city in the background. Of course, today it's foggy in Italy, but there's a couple things in here won't be able to see, but the Olympic Stadium, the Stadio Olimpico, yeah, and then we do have the Juventus team stadium visible, and the Fiat test truck race. So he did a few cool things. He modeled some of the key features, like the Superga, which is a very famous sanctuary and church where time ago one of the an airplane actually crashed into the side of the mountain next to the church, carrying the whole team of the Torino football team, and almost everyone perished. So not as foggy as Spokane. No, Flight Surgeon, no. It's gonna be foggy in Milan on the way to up to Milan. It's expected to be pretty foggy. But yeah, this is the scenery. It's pretty basic, nothing much to see, to be honest. To be, I think the basically, I think that's the building for the private jets, terminal for the private jets, and then there's a little tower over here. I believe there's a little ramp. It's pretty. This is the Vigili del Fuoco. This is like the fire brigade, and have their own helicopter. thing, because the mountains are not far away, so a lot of the helicopter search and rescue to the Alps depart out of here. Juventus base, yeah. Juventus is not my team. I don't like that. But the scenery is pretty okay. It's not bad. I would have paid a bit less if I knew it was like that. But if you want, no, you know, if you need the scenery, Polimaini, Mike Fox, here we go. You got one. Not very fancy, but hopefully whoever made the scenery won't be mad. But I'm probably gonna replace this jetway with Sam. Ugly to see some of that blue color. Looks like an aquarium more than a jetway. Oh look, there's an orca in here. No, just kidding. It's just a jetway. But the ToLiss A319 with the BSS sound pack and Ronaldo plays here there, right? Yeah, I think Ronaldo still plays. Not much better than the default. Yeah, exactly. The only good thing is the building here is actually okay, but you guys can see, you know, there's some parts that needs to be fixed. And my cat, it's snoring like hell in the back. Calvin. Stop. I'll start tossing him stuff now. Alright, man, no worries. Yep. This flight is gonna be short actually. It's gonna be a couple, so it's gonna be from here to Cagliari, JustAsia Cagliari, which I bought a couple days ago. So since I bought it and it was not given for me for free, critiques will be there. We'll judge a little bit that scenery, even though first impression I checked it out, looks pretty good. Did a pretty good job in that. But yeah, we'll check. Let's jump inside the cockpit. I already did the most part of it, so we just go in and start up the plane. The flight plan is filed. Plane is loaded up with fuel and cargo. Now, one thing I want to do is set this to 8K21, and then further AM. Welcome aboard, sir. Calgary. Now we're not flying to Calgary from Torino. That would be like pretty freaking crazy. You see the condition is 1016 on the QNH, so let's change it to 1016. 1016. Let me know if you guys hear pretty well. I want you guys to hear the plane too. I want you to not be overpowering. DB Bad Interest, welcome aboard, sir. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, sir. Alright guys, let's not forget to hit the like and subscribe button and join us on Discord. We did the aviators over here. They're all set, coming down. Everything looks set. The wing and lights are good. Is arm okay? We can turn on the APU in a bit. Everything is set over here. The central pedestal looks fine. Radios are both on, and then we are good over here. I like to have one in progress and the other one I'll have it to, well, they're gonna be all the same now. Oh no, I'm gonna have one, and we have to do the performance too. I'm gonna leave this one on here. Okay, now let's go to performance, and let's bring out the big freaking menu. Down zero shopping. Yeah, shopping. Can you increase the plane sounds just a smiggle? Okay, I think you won't hear because the engine is not running, so. See. Vertical Simulations, welcome aboard, my friend. By the way, check out Vertical Simulations website. All his sceneries are on sale, so if a mod wants to type in his website and link it on the description, on the chat, please go ahead and buy and grab 1, 2, 3, 4. If you buy 4 sceneries, you basically paid actually for one. Like for example, this freaking scenery is $20 and is it is whatever. Which Vertical Simulation did the retouch of this plane? Did this scenery instead, but it's $20. I paid it's $19 and something, and $20 with tax because we need to always give a cut to the feds. But yeah, it's good on frames. One thing for sure, no stutters or anything. FTP, thank you so much. Yeah, I do love your Spokane. I wish you were there when I did the stream about Spokane and other. sim. 2x is over here yet because B speeds are not in there yet. I'm gonna work on the B speeds now. We would hear this big gigantic menu. Select configuration. We're gonna be flops 2, and then we're gonna be 152. I don't know why. Is it real or not? But the V speeds on this freaking plane are excessive in my opinion. I don't think they are this big in real life. So flops is gonna be flops 2 slash oop and 0. Really new. Flash temperature is gonna be 55, and we set that one in. Okay. You guys done? Yeah, Ghost Rider 115, welcome aboard. Welcome aboard. And you guys done with your Christmas shopping? I'm not. I need to buy one more gift. Pretty big actually. Next phase, we have the climb. Okay, the time is here. The cruise time here. Good, good. It's sad we don't have time yet. Okay, but leave it on progress. I like to keep that one page on progress. So now we're gonna go ahead and start the APU. Master probe heat can go on. By the way, we're gonna wait till we see the little flap open message. Berkan, welcome aboard, Berkan. Glad to have you on board. Alright guys, that's enough. Okay, hit the like and subscribe button and join us on Discord. Getting more pictures from bro. Vertical sim. Is that Tampa? Is that Tampa what you're showing off? Just tell me it's Tampa, is it? Hope to see you back in 2020, bro. Yeah, hopefully. Hope I won't die in 2020, right? Why you say hope to see you in 2020? You go, the APU is about to start, maybe? God damn, bro. God damn. Also plug that joystick in vertical sim so we don't see the cross. Get it. Beautiful. Beautiful man. Such a skilled man. Goes to university, he got engaged, he does sceneries, he's funny, he's humble. I mean, well, you can find a developer like him. Get rid of drive away. Not only drive away, we'll probably make it disappear. APU is available and it came up here. TCAS, we're gonna keep it like that for now. Do we need anti-ice? We'll have to check the temperature. Temperature is 0, so we'll turn on anti-ice. So they will not come up now. APU bleed can come on. Alright. And then we're gonna disconnect. Ground vehicle. Let me know guys if you can hear the plane. Probably can hear the air conditioning running now. Alright, and then we're gonna also there you go, switched it, and then gonna call for pushback.
Ground to cockpit, please show me where you want to go.
Pushing back like this, and then we'll taxi facing south. So yeah, how's your? I'm gonna show you. Torino is in Italy, Berkan. Yes,
yes
it is.
Tow is driving
let
up.
me showcase you what Mr. Vertical Sim just showed us today. Okay, get you here. Okay, we'll do this. Ready? Bye Torino. Yes, bye bye. Orca Aquarium Jetway. Yes. I know it's double, but I'm gonna show you now in a second because I need to pull up the picture. Here we go. We got the pictures here. Where we go? Got this guy over here, and then this guy over here. This is probably Tampa. We're looking at Tampa probably. His development. He's developing the beautiful airport. That looks like the parking area.
All doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
God damn, he's such a skilled man. Captain Reynolds. Yes, yes. So we're gonna go through the whole thing. I can't show you the front of it, but that's kind of the light. It's very, but can't show you the front of it. But yeah, I got a conditional job offer. I still have to pass training. I will go through that now. We're not flying combat sim. It's
So
no
connected
ATC,
and
so
bypass
no
pin
need.
inserted. Release parking brake.
Alright, so turn on the beacon lights on and everything's good. The engine and TIS, of course, they're not on. We'll keep it off now because we have to start the engine. And then close the door. Oops. Let's close the door. Alright, what happens with South African Airlines? Berkan, bye South African Airlines. I believe Airways, but I believe they're still up in the air because they're getting heavily funded by the government, which is never a good thing. But you know, I'm okay when the government puts money into it if they're using the planes for state runs, like I don't know, they're using the airline for state business, then but I'm not a fan of the government putting money into companies that are not making money because it's corrupted. I mean, the company is corrupted. Whole South Africa has a huge issue with corruption. No offense to all my South African friends, but and that's what's happening with the airline too. I can hear the spat going off. Engine number 2 goes on. Many more problems. Yeah. Still talk about racism. We still talk about a lot of things in South Africa. Beautiful country, don't get me wrong. I mean, South Africa, it's such a beautiful country. I know many people who've been to South Africa and they loved it, and I agree with that. People are beautiful, people are so nice. There are still issues, and I don't want to get political, so I'm gonna stop it right there. But South African Airlines, unfortunately, it's the plane. Back kicked in. Well, the thing, they want to have a national airline, so they want to keep putting money in, even though the company is not performing well. And instead of maybe replanning everything, they just, or changing the CEO or stuff like that. Oh crap, you're right. Showing 2 screens, my bad. Captain Ho, thank you so much. Alitalia does that too, right? Alitalia is not a company from the state anymore. It's not making money out of the state. That one made Alitalia bankrupt too.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
The fact that the government was keep putting money into an airline that was not profitable.
Stand by.
And so what they did then was much worse. They sold it to a bank, to an association of banks, which, you know, I mean, I don't want to be the bad guy here, or the what's it called, the anarchist or anything, but we all know what banks do. No, they're all in for profits, but they're not really there for investments. And so that's what happened. Alitalia went bankrupt twice, basically. One because of the hands of the government, and then again because of the government, but because the banks didn't run it properly. So now is in I don't know what exactly is happening. I'm reading a book about it actually.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal will be on the right. We'll see you next time and have a great flight.
Dougal, yeah, you're right. Let's face it. Banks are shit. I'm not even gonna censor it, but yeah. But yeah, that was it. That's the issue. I mean, they sold it to the wrong companies too, and that didn't work. Alright, we got the signal, and we can taxi lights on, the runway turn on lights can come up, beacon light okay, everything is good, and turn these one off, and then we can set flaps to 2. Do a flight check, flight controls check, okay, left. Wrong way. Okay. But yeah, Alitalia got into big trouble, and hopefully now it's getting a little bit better, and I think Alitalia is performing very well in the international flights. Yeah, if you want to trigger me, you just keep saying at positive rate. Spec Life, welcome aboard. But I really hope South African Airlines can come back somehow. Hopefully they will not They will not do that stupid mistake of selling the company to another airline. Because I have a personal experience with, for example, Sri Lankan Airlines. Used to be, it's still right now. It's actually still run by the government. They took it back, but when it was, it used to be Air Lanka. Okay? And during the Air Lanka moments, it was glorious. Like they have 747s. Lockheed L1011s, 737s, and A320s, A340s, and A330s. They had a bunch of planes, and then government change. Also was wartime. Mind you, Sri Lanka was heavily affected by the war, civil war that lasted 3 decades. But we're gonna turn off the switch. Thank you. And so that's exactly what happened. We lost money, and then they did not handle the company properly, and then they sold it. They made it Sri Lankan Airlines, and they ran it, and they made it worse. And then they sold it to part of it, actually most of it, to Emirates. Which we know what they did. They used our plane. They used the Sri Lankan Airlines planes as a bus basically to feed their routes, but never actually did anything to help the company to come back. So they took it back after a while. They made it worse. So government intervention in the aviation world never really helped, unfortunately. Oh, here we go. What the heck was that? What the fuck? It does that sometimes, right? Ever happened to you? Yeah. Okay. Alright, so cabin crew, please be seated for takeoff. Landing lights can come on, turn off, take off. We don't have Project Fly, guys. Just because we all know what happened to Project Fly. And we are offline, so we know. Okay, this is
3, 6.
one. Okay. Oh god, a bit.
3, 6.
something. I can't wait to get a xVision because it was foggy, but if you look at from the top, it doesn't look like foggy at all. Wow, we departed now. We're following the CL9 Alpha, actually the top 9 Alpha. CFM engine, sir. CFM. Beautiful. See how the flap retracted itself? I didn't touch it. Hurricane Gaming, welcome aboard. Auto Trust. Yeah. There you go. Now we got it, right? Alright, so let's close this one in and let's continue. Oh, here. Okay, 8,000. Standard. Give me a second over here. I'm trying to fix a couple of things. Here we go. Now we got it. Everything is good. Emo, what's the best PC I could bid with a budget of 1,400, 1,500? You can definitely do better than I'm doing with that budget. Think about my PC was probably like $1,000. It's true that I recycled some of the parts from my previous build, which was the RAM. But for X-Plane only, think about this. If you get it for X-Plane, you can run any other games. Well, like I have Rainbow Siege, which is a tactical first shooter gaming, and I had no stutters, best quality ever, and I can run anti-aliasing too. And so the parts that I do have, it's a 2070, okay, RTX 2070, not Ti, 32 gigs of RAM, and i7 87K, so it's the 8th generation. Now we have the 9th gen out. Actually, no, I do have the 97K because mine is the 9th gen and we have the 10th gen out. The generation 10 of Intel processors are already out. So, and those are the main thing. No need to go into crazy liquid cooling and anything else. I believe if you type specs, you probably Nightbot should be able. Here we go. There we go. We got it. That's exactly what are my my specs right now. They're not bad. They're pretty good. They're pretty easy to pretty easy on even the power. They're not power consuming. I mean, they are, but not as much as a 1080 on a 2080 or a i9 processor. So I'm okay with what I have. I go with an Asus motherboard. Those I think it's an Asus. I believe it's an Asus. I don't remember. I built it a time ago. I do have an Aorus, so I believe Aorus. Is Aorus an Asus motherboard? I believe. But does cores make sense? It does help if you stream. Don't get me. A lot of people say explain you don't need cores. That is true. You don't need more cores. You need the speed. So your megahertz. That's what helps. That is what helps. But you can still use an i5. But if you get an i5, you then wanna probably overclock. What I got an i7-97K because I also stream. So streaming requires a lot of performance from your PC. So that's why I went for the 87 with a 97K and an RTX 2070 because they both have more RAM that they can use. Now you can always go with a 2080 and then that's also if you're streaming. If you're not a streamer, an i7, a 2060 works perfectly, or even a 1660. If you're not a streamer, 1660 and an i5 work perfectly. That's all you need. If you want to be a streamer, if you want to use Streamlabs OBS, an i5 can be an issue. Especially an i5 can be a problem with planes like Flight Factor, A320, or even the Zebo sometimes, because they require intense calculations, a lot of calculation. That's right. One thing. Alright, so one thing I want to do here, I hate that sound. Alright, we passed Torino. We are on the departure. We're going towards Genova. Genova is where usually I get a frame drop, but new 77K. Yeah, anything that has a 77 is not that has a K are not bad. They're not bad at all. In my personal and humble opinion. One thing we forgot to do is that here we go. Okie dokie, we got everything we need over here. NG9 Ti's, we can turn them off, no visual moisture, keep the probe heat on. Lights can come off. Oh, oops, thought they were on, they were not. Wing lights can come off, and then they keep the nav lights on here. So we're gonna climb to flight level 350, and then we're gonna descend to 290 over at Corsi. With an i7 with an RTX 2060 be enough to run XP11 smooth with an Active Sky XP11 Ortho and a Payware aircraft as you can even run a Payware scenery. When you get an RTX 2060, make sure you have more. You do have more than your minimum specs required, as in virtual RAM. So 2070 is not as expensive. Instead of getting a 2060, you can get a 1660 Ti. I think, in my opinion, that's not a bad choice. The only thing you won't get is ray tracing, which on X-Plane, not even an issue. Doesn't use ray tracing. Yeah, and get 32 gigs of RAM. That will help for Ortho. The Ortho affects a lot your RAM. Meanwhile, your let's say your plane affects a lot your CPU usage, and then we talk about then scenery and other things. Then we're talking more about the virtual memory of your graphics card. So I'm not an IT guy, so Google, I think you are the best guy for this. I believe you are the. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but that's how it is, in my opinion. CPU is for the planes. Your RAM is for ortho, and then your VRAM is for the scenery in general. That's it. That's what I think it is. 2060 has 10% boost on the 1660 Ti. Yeah, but is that worth it? Is that 10% worth it than the price change? I think the 1660 Ti is more. It's much cheaper. What if you buy a standard PC? You can. If you watch my channel before, like almost at the beginning, if you watch the first past the first videos, because those are very ugly, don't even watch it. But if later, probably less than a year ago, I was streaming with another PC, and that was a pre-built gaming PC from HP. It's a very famous HP gaming PC that Walmart was selling during the Black Friday deal, and I got it. The only upgrade I did in there was passing from 8 gigs of RAM, which was that I was streaming with 8 gigs of RAM too, guys. Let me tell you guys, it was not nice to see. It was awful. But then yeah, I bumped that up to 16 gigs of RAM, and now I'm actually 350. That's the plan. Let me see. 350. And now I'm up to 32 gigs of RAM, and I'm very happy about the 32 gigs of RAM, to be honest. What I think you should focus on now. If you're building a PC, don't spend money on a pre-built computer. Don't spend money on a pre-built computer, because it's a waste of money. You're spending money now, and then you will have to upgrade, then you will have to change it. Just build your computer. But I don't want the best graphics and FPS. I just want to fly around a bit. I don't know. I don't know. I would not suggest you to get a normal PC, because that money you can spend it. You can spend that money on a nice pre-built computer, which is better than your. So you can spend that money instead of like doing a pre-built computer. On a custom built computer, you will have more performance than your pre-built computer. So learn from me. I spent on a pre-built computer, and I had to upgrade. My graphic card just stopped working. See? That's it. I will not. It can be very painful sometimes. 6 gigs of VRAM should be a minimum for exactly, and I do have 8 gigs, so think that the other gig and a half almost it's taken by Streamlabs. Even though since I have a good CPU, I change it to the NVENC coding, so it uses more CPU rather than using the GPU. But yeah, I would definitely think about buying parts for a PC rather than actually buying a pre-built computer. Unless you have all the money you want and you want to get a good computer, just go to the what's this website? I believe Cyberpower, I don't know what's this. One pre-built computer. They make pre-built computers. They're pretty good. They're not bad, but they're very expensive. So that's your choice. We'll go pre-built. Remember, it can be expensive for less. Alright, my top of climb is coming up in about 35 miles, 34, 35. Mine was Cyberpower. See, Cyberpower is not, it's not a bad company that makes computers. It's not the best, it's not the bad. I know at the moment I have a Ryzen 5 2600 with an ROG Strix Vega 556, but it gets really low FPS while I cruise. On the ground it gets 50 FPS, but in the air it's about 20 or even less. Okay, that's weird. I usually get more FPS in air than on ground, but I think it depends. But if you do go with Cyberpower route, so just remember they come low. Alright, so this is the thing with AMD. AMD processors are not bad. We're wrong. They're not the best for XP11, not right now. I know they're still talking about that Vulkan, all that Vulkan shenanigans that's going on now. But I feel like by the time that Vulkan will come out, probably Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 will be out. I think Vulkan is ready, but they want to wait to Microsoft 2020 to come out and see what they can do. Vulkan, because people will love that FPS increase. So I think they want to put it out like as a, oh look, yeah, Microsoft 2020 is out, but we came out with Vulkan. You know? So that's my opinion about Vulkan. I think Vulkan is ready to go. Now, it's all about business here. It's not just community. Remember, these folks are making money out of us. So, and these folks needs money from us. So now that Microsoft 2020 is coming out, a lot of people are scared. I mean, Laminar Research, I'm not saying that they're scared, they're scared, but they are a little bit worried, you know. But I'm not into PC a lot. It's very easy to build a PC, man. Very easy. Very few rules. Don't have your cat or your dog while you build your PC. Make sure you are not putting your PC built on top of a metal surface. Take a wood or anything that doesn't have static, and that's basically is plug and play. It's really all you need to do is plug everything in the right place. All the parts comes with manual too. There's enough tutorials out there online you can watch. Linus Tech Tips, which is kind of like probably an exaggeration. I think there's much better people than Linus Tech Tip, but it's one of the most famous, and there's so many others you can watch and follow. I never built a PC, never knew how to do it, never got interested into, and then I built this baby over here, which is actually a pretty nice little baby here. Of course my Wi-Fi doesn't work. I don't know what happened. I worked the first day, 2 days, no, the first week, and then it stopped working. So I don't care because it's connected with an Ethernet cable. I tried to, even recently I even opened it and tried to see what's going on, but I believe just the Wi-Fi card went off, so I don't care. But building a PC, it's actually pretty fun and it's pretty easy. Emo, you know how to build a PC, so then you're good. I don't know how to pair all the parts together, like which PSU or which model is good with. Okay, go for that. Let me give you a website. That will help you a lot. PC. Alright, so this is the website you're gonna go and check. Alright, let me put it in the chat. Where is the chat? Here we go. Here we go. This is the website that you want to go and check it out. you enter the part you want to use. Let's say you want to use a 97 and 97K, right? 98, 97, 98K. 7? Yeah, 97K, because the i7, it's 9th generation, the 7 stands for the i7. But it's the, you go and put that website, in that website, you put the part you're using, and it will automatically select all the other parts that are compatible with the rest. You select one part you want to start with. You want to make it, let's say you want to make your rig compatible, you want to make your rig based on a 2070 or I don't know, or you want to make your rig compatible with this type of motherboard. You put whatever item you got you want to start with, and then it will automatically show you which parts you can use. It will actually only show you the parts you can that are compatible with that. But are all the parts good together on part? For example, what is the difference between $120 and $190 motherboard? Well, the difference is maybe the $190 motherboard has more upgradability. So maybe it has instead of having 4 slots of RAM, it has 8. That can be. Or maybe instead of having 2 slots or 3 slots of PCI Express, and has 5. Or sometimes has a Wi-Fi card that is integrated, maybe, and the other motherboard doesn't have a Wi-Fi integrated. Or maybe the Wi-Fi card that it's in that one, it has a higher type of frequency than the other one. There's a lot of things that changes the material, if it has RGB compatibility. Like for example, for my motherboard has RGB compatibility, so you know it's very easy. And how much power it uses, there's a lot of things that you have to think about. And pretty much easy, to be honest. Here we go. So let's see when is my top up descent, folks. Flight plan program, no. Okay, flight plan now. We see over here. Top of descent would be at 1509. Okay. "20 minutes from top of descent." Good. But when you are not into it, you don't want to lose it. You're not gonna lose it. You need to be very dumb, to be honest, to fuck it up. Let me be very upfront. It's very follow the tutorial. It's not something you want to do quick. That's something for sure. Okay, there's 2 things. You don't want to make it too quick, and you don't want to wait too much time to make it neither, because you want to have a fresh memory. It's a day, maybe 2 project. It's not a 20 minutes project. It's not an hour project. It's not maybe a 2 hours project. It's a day. I took for mine. Unless you're a professional, then you know everything. It can take you 20 minutes, even less. But for us, it's a day project because you don't want to fuck it up. So take your slow time, but don't wait 3 days, because then you don't know even what you did yesterday, and then you end up like losing parts, losing stuff, and you just don't. All the cable, even the motherboard. On the motherboard, every basically pin has the name on it, like CPU fan. There's like a couple of CPU fan in ports, so you literally have to plug the cable that comes out of your CPU fan into that. The application of the CPU is very easy. It shows you where it goes, which angles, follow the lovely triangle. It's worth it, and you'll be so satisfied after seeing what you made. I mean, every time I turn on the computer, I'm like, wow, I made this shit. Like, yeah, except for the case, like, this is dope, and that's it. Do you need a custom cooler of yes, you need to get it. You need to get a cooler. You don't need to go with liquid cooling. If you're sure you do not want to overclock due to overscare, I don't wanna overclock CPU. Mr. Dougal has different opinion. I think he does. His CPU is all the way up to 5 gigahertz. So, but he knows what he's doing. CPU overclocking is something that don't do it immediately if you don't know what you're doing, because that's something you can destroy your computer. When you build a computer, if you did something wrong, you're not gonna destroy the computer. It will not boot up. That's it. Or will give you an error message. That's it. And then you will need to go back and remove the parts and redo it. But you know, so that's why don't be scared about building a computer, because if you install the graphic cards correctly, not correctly will come up, incorrectly will come up. It will say graphic cards not available, something not installed. RAM on the BIOS page, you will see. Let's say you install 32 gigs of RAM and it only shows 816. That means you got something wrong. You know, it's just CPU overclocking is different. If you fucked it up, there's no coming back. You don't need to overclock that much. I mean, you can, and it will give you a good increase, like in FPS and performance, but you know, gotta pay attention. You can overclock your GPU without issue. The GPU can be overclocked very easily by using benchmarks and afterburners and another software. You can actually do that, and it's not that complicated. And if you overclock and it goes wrong because maybe you overclock too much, all it does, the computer is restarts. It reboots itself. Get a blue screen, you get a blue screen, and it restarts, because that means you put up the frequency of your VRAM a bit too high, or the fan of your graphic card's too high. I don't know, or maybe it gets too hot. But you're not gonna destroy your graphic cards by overclocking soft. It's called like a software overclock. You're not doing anything on your hardware wise. Meanwhile, when you overclock on the CPU, yeah, that's a beautiful view. I believe that's Corsica. Or actually, that could be Sardinia. Are we already in Sardinia? I don't think so. Maps. I think we are still in Corsica, or just off the coast of Corsica. Yeah, we're about to get into Corsica. French Corsica. Here we go. Can we get 400 subs before 2020? Oh, let's hope so, guys. Yeah, let's hit the like and subscribe button and join us on Discord. That's very important too. The Discord channel will be in the description below. And remember, every 100 subscribers we gain, we'll do a giveaway. Last giveaway was pretty good, and the previous one was even better. So just 15 subs away. Yeah, go ahead and give it a sub. Be much appreciated. And also, let's leave those thumbs up if you like this video. Because I believe that's Calvi. That's a weird ass approach, by the way. That's Calvi, I think. No, it's not Calvi, but where the hell is that? That's definitely not Calvi. It does look like Calvi though. Any idea what that airport is? I thought Calvi was on the south side. We are over France right now. This is the island of France. Calvi. I thought Calvi was somewhere here. So where is this? Oh no, that's Calvi. Oh my god, that's a crazy fucking approach there. Guess we need to get Calvi. Look, I'm getting 45, 46 FPS right now. Ooh, look at this. I'll guys leave you with this beautiful view. For 1 second. There we go. Merry Christmas everyone, guys. Welcome aboard and happy holidays. Thank you for joining and tuning in. We're flying the Volotea A319, the direct service from Torino, Lima India Mike Foxtrot to Cagliari, Lima India Echo Echo on the southern tip of Sardinia Island. This Volotea 1796 is the flight today. What you guys think about this view? See the 777X2. Where's the snow caps? There's no snow caps in Corsica, brother. I don't think there's snow caps in there. I wish we could get snow caps. Is it xVision the one that makes snow caps? One of the two makes snow caps, but not bad. What I was going to say is, before we want to see the 777X on XP11, we want to see a good 777. Personally, that's my dream, to see a very good 777. The one that is out there right now, the VMAX Flight Factor. I don't know who has it. I think it's Flight Factor VMAX, but I don't know. But it's okay. It crashes quite a bit though. Why you want to move to the US for the snow? Don't you get snow in the Netherlands? I love this graphic cards we have. I agree with that. This graphic card, it's amazing. One day we'll upgrade to a 2080 Ti. So the 2080 Super. Getting 60 FPS over Texas. That's beautiful. So it never snows in Netherlands? I thought it did. I went once in Amsterdam to Amsterdam, and it was like snowing, like full snows on the street. Probably doesn't happen often, yeah. Let me know if the sounds or the music or my voice are overpowering. Oh, I was looking at the screenshot here. Beautiful. What is the city below? Further AM. I believe we are in Ajaccio. Is it Ajaccio? Yeah, Ajaccio, AJO. That's the Ajaccio VOR. So the city below is Ajaccio. Then the Corsi means that's the beginning of Corsica. Ajaccio. But we break records every day with warming Earth. The snow goes away. Yeah, because there's still people around the world that think that climate change is a hoax or it's not a thing. So I'm referring to you guys that don't think that climate change is a thing. Alright, I just have to. No politics intended, but we got it, right? Like, I got super mad when some of my friends, pilot friends, they were like, oh, I don't know, you know, we're talking about that little girl, you know, started saying about don't travel by plane, which I don't agree. I think we should all travel by plane. So Corsica, Sardinia, or Sicily? This is Corsica. We're over Corsica. We are about to get near to Sardinia. And actually we'll set the lower altitude, but no, there you go. It's freaking cold of me now. Give me a second. Okay. Yeah, that is true. That okay. So I'm coming. It was a scam call, and I was like, "What's the name of the song?" The name of the song is "My Heart, Different Heavens" by EH!DE. But no, what I'm saying is, the aviation industry puts out a lot of pollution. Don't get me wrong, okay? And I'm aware of that. And but the beauty of aviation is that aviation evolves. Okay, let's talk about when the first electric cars came out. Okay, everyone was like, oh no, I want to hear the engines revving, I want to hear the, you know, the diesel and the sound and the smell, and then everyone now is buying Tesla. Am I right? Like, oh, the BMW I whatever. People change, like companies change their industry based on what's cool, what's in. Now the electric is cool. Okay, before it used to be the petrol, from then before it used to be diesel, before it used to be coal, and it's a continuous evolution. So a lot of people don't understand, especially all these anti-climate change or pilots or people from the aviation industry, which I respect, because they say, oh, they think that climate change, people who believe in climate change will take away their jobs. No, it will not. It will upgrade their jobs. It will. The aviation industry, it's a continuous evolution, and just a couple days ago, weeks ago, we got the first flight that flew completely, first commercial flight that flew on electric power. It's small planes. We're talking about Harbor something, the company that flies in Alaska, northern Canada, I believe, and so it's all about upgrading. And when gas prices keep gauging up, do you think airlines will prefer to fly electric or gas or petroleum? Of course, gonna be they will remove kerosene if they could. So the nice thing about the ICAO and IATA, they both are into developing new technologies and developing the industry of aviation, and that's what's happening now. We are developing a lot of things for the industry. We talk about the 787, the 737, the A320 with the LEAP engines. These are all engines that are fuel efficient, okay? And they came out not that time ago, okay? Those have been upgrades that happened I'm not saying overnight, but we're talking about the last 2 decades, maybe last decade. I was in the last 10 years. We didn't have LEAP engines 10 years ago. We didn't have you know, the Neo engines. No. So these are all new things. Here we go. Now we should get ready to descend. But these are the aviation industry is in continuous evolution. The next step would be electric, and there's no way back. There's no turning back. And even though people say, oh, it's gonna take away jobs from pilots, people will not fly planes anymore because they say that they pollute. No, that's not true. People will still fly, but the industry will adapt to it, and that's what we need to force. We need to some electric cars are better than petrol cars. Like some Tesla can shift gear better than another plane and another car. And also think about this: electric can give you instant power rather than petroleum. Okay, so think about how much power you can, the acceleration you can get very easily with less amount of power and very much faster. You can get an extra amount of acceleration with an electric engine rather than having you know, kerosene engine. Electric jet engines, yeah, why not? All you need is an acceleration, right? What the engine itself, okay, the jet engine, it's nothing else than a fan inside a gigantic massive tube, and that fan is spins so fast that propels, like ejects hot air outside. Okay, then the differential pressure makes, you know, there's a lot of things behind an engine. I've been doing that a lot. Boeing offers customers to use biofuel on the delivery flights, so I bet this fuel would sometime be used for commercial flights as well. Yeah, I mean, if I'm not wrong, there's an airline in Europe that is using biofuel. Nuclear power on ships, okay, no, we're not gonna go that route because that's going down a rabbit hole. Nuclear power, yeah, it's clean when you use it, and when we had to dispose it, it's not that clean, trust me. But wind power, when people say, oh, we don't need windmills, you don't need a windmill right on top of your house. There's so much winds you can get out of the ocean, so much winds you can take out in the desert. You can literally put windmills over the water, install them over the water so it doesn't affect any birds, because if you see a bird flying over the ocean at a lower altitude, it's very hard unless they are seagulls, which they stay much closer to the coast. Okay, and all the other big birds, they fly super high. Ducks on the migration route, they fly high, and it definitely won't affect whales because they don't give a fuck about a windmill on top of their heads. Okay, but when people say climate change is a hoax, no, it's not. No, that is actually happening, and I think the aviation industry will just upgrade, will just get better and better. That's it. Fusion propulsion is the next step, and yeah, then we're gonna be talking about Star Trek and Star Wars and the Jedi. I don't remember. By the way, I'm getting Disney Plus because I need to catch up with all Star Wars season. I'm done. I'm so done hearing people talking to me about Star Wars, and I had no idea. Like I barely know who's Luke Skywalker, the Jedi, and Solo, Han Solo, and all that kind of stuff. So that's getting Disney Plus just to get a culture of. But if we get trains that got 100 kilometers per hour, planes gonna disappear. That's not true. A train doesn't go from one side to the other side of the world. Already now we see, especially in Europe, like I'm talking about Italy, okay? From Milan to Rome, there's a train, there's a high-speed train that works perfectly. I love to travel by train in Italy. I'm a pilot, but I love taking the train because it goes from city center to city center, okay? But if I want to go from Milan to Germany, I will rarely get a train, okay? I will get a plane, much cheaper. Yeah, go ahead and build a tunnel underwater, man. They built one tunnel underwater, and it's called the one in between connecting England, the UK to France, and that's it. They're not gonna build a whole tunnel all the way across the ocean. Just it's not gonna work because it's too much. And we're talking about there'll be areas on that part of the ocean that will be deeper that no man can travel. No one can go deeper than a certain amount. So tunnels will not happen. And you're talking about the Hyperloop. That's what you're talking about. The Hyperloop is going to be super expensive. Okay, it's not going to happen now. One day, the whole transport system will change. Will be completely different, guys. That's for sure. I mean, you can't avoid that. Cars will be useless, and probably even like it's gonna change a lot, guys. I don't know. I think it's gonna be completely different. Let me read some of your messages. I'm this close to losing it with Streamlabs. Man, I understand. Electric is a stepping stone to the next energy source. Exactly. It's just another step. And then after electric, it's gonna change again. There will be something else, something new out there, and I'm glad. I mean, that's how evolution is. I mean, time ago we did not have cell phones, and now look at this. Every year there's a new phone, there's a new technology. We're taking 4G, 5G. You know, there's a lot of controversy about the 5G. And god damn, man. Star Trek. You like Star Trek more than Star Wars? I think you all know Mandalorian. I know that's from Approaching Minimum. Is that from Star Trek, Star Wars? I believe so, right? One of the two. I think Star Wars, the Mandalorian. I'm still learning a lot about it. Bolivia and India, Echo. We do have a mist and fog. All right, beautiful misty approach. So let's see. It's 360 at 3 knots. Of course, 3 knots will not help to with the mist and the fog. Remember, one of the conditions you need in order to have fog is 0